And then gold and Bitcoin and other perceived stores of value have done exceptionally well for the whole year, but more recently, there you can see Bitcoin just under 42,000.
Bitcoin was going to go to $400,000 a coin, regardless of what the situation is between nation states, because it will trade similar to a market capitalization of gold. The poverty is caused by paper money, and Bitcoin solves the problem of poverty. How does Bitcoin fix the problem? It decapitalizes the banks. It decapitalizes the central banks. It puts them out of business because everybody is their own bank. No paper money has ever survived, ever in history.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bull run. CNBC is not alone. Here we go. Bloomberg, Bitcoin hitting 42K is just the start of a super cycle that will push Bitcoin towards 500K. You could say things are heating up in a major way, as Bloomberg also had Bitcoin's bullish pump on the front page this morning, and it looks like the prophecy is being fulfilled. Warren Buffett called Bitcoin rat poison squared, and that's fine because it's here to eradicate the fiat rats. But he stated it is an asset that creates nothing, just generational wealth for anyone who decides to save in it. But today, the market cap of Bitcoin surpassed that of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, not to mention Tesla, but things are looking up in a major way as Blockstream CEO Adam Back bets Bitcoin will hit 100K before the halving. Somebody check on Peter Schiff. We got a lot of bullish news to cover. Let's get it.
Party, that party. Come and have a good time with G.O.D.
Here we go. Blockstream CEO Adam Back predicts Bitcoin will hit 700K. Where does that price come from? What's going on? Is Peter Schiff doing okay? Because it looks like there's a flight to quality going on. Is orange the new gold? It looks like it. Adam Back. Digital gold Bitcoin will surely flip physical gold sooner or later, and probably this cycle. So within a year or two. Currently, that'd take about a $700,000 Bitcoin, but it may be partially a substitute. Some people start selling gold to buy Bitcoin, crossing the market caps below that. But you remember all those guys who said eventually Bitcoin's going to demonetize gold, or it's been in that process since its inception, where you're looking more right by the day. And this is insane. Bloomberg talking about a super cycle. What would lead to a super cycle? Well, we got the halving, we got the ETFs, we got Bitcoin kind of going mainstream. But what is going on the other end of things? What's going on in fiat world? Not looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Moody's issues a negative outlook for the overall global banking sector for 2024, citing deteriorating operating environments, rising bad loans, the war in Israel, quite a few major problems ahead, and that's from the Financial Times. Meanwhile, throughout all of this, displaying what it is here for, Bitcoin is up 150% this year despite all the chaos, because Bitcoin is the store of value. Meanwhile, the fiat clowns continue to not figure out basic math. Inflation doesn't matter. Inflation is good. Inflation is Russia's fault. Inflation is now your fault. This is where we are in the narrative brain dysfunction. This is what we're up against. All right, back to Peter Schiff, like we were telling you, just in, because old Shifty Pete was bragging a lot today about his little pump for an ant. But 1 ounce of Peter Schiff's favorite shiny rock is now worth, well, less than 5 million sats. Gold is absolutely wrecked, down over 55% this year when priced in Bitcoin. When will Shifty Pete learn? And the bullish outlook isn't letting up. Dylan LeClaire shares here, Bitcoin supply still more tightly held than ever before. Accumulation is ongoing. Supply distribution from hodlers unlikely to occur until the price discovery phase, as is the tradition in these cycles. But as Bloomberg said, this cycle is going to be different. And you know, earlier we showed you Berkshire Hathaway just got murked on Bitcoin's path to becoming, well, global store of value. But just in, Zuckerberg, you got wrecked today too. Let's keep ticking them off. Kind of interesting. Bloomberg, I wonder if they're watching like stock to flow or something. 500K Bitcoin, I don't make the rules. They're still bearish when we compare them, well, to Adam Back or Michael Saylor. Either way, we can say things are looking up in a major way. Remember all those guys who laughed at you and told you you were crazy? Well, they did the same thing to Michael Saylor, and he's, you know, like a Wall Street CEO executive, all way up there. But when you have MicroStrategy outperforming Apple who Warren Buffett and the now deceased Charlie Munger, rest in peace. We're watching history in real time. The success of Bitcoin standard for corporations. Bitcoin adoption will be like adopting gunpowder, not a shiny new iPhone. That's from Professor Saifedean. And Bitcoin stays winning. Bitcoin now has a larger market cap than Visa, Tesla, HSBC, Disney, Walmart, McDonald's, MasterCard, Bank of China, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, American Express, and Berkshire Hathaway. I don't know, you might want to get some in case it catches on, because I don't know, wherever you turn, CNBC, Bloomberg, wherever, Bitcoin is everywhere right now. And you know what that means? That's usually the early signs. You know, technically Bitcoin's bull market started last November. I mean, it's up over 100% since the 15.5-ish bottom. So yeah, a lot of people are just figuring it out, but that's what happens in normie world. We knew Bitcoin was going to be here. But remember, in the grand scheme, today is just a pump for ants, stay the course, huddle that corn, and win. It's that easy.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
That's right, nobody. You don't want the smoke. See that? That's what happens. Warren Buffett, how you like that? Rat poison squared. Yeah, you know, Bitcoin. Some people can't handle that volatility. You know, it's up 5% the last day, 13% the last week, 62% in the last 3 months, 144% the last year, and 952% in the last 5 years. That's tough for some people to handle, I guess. I mean, there's always other options out there. You could invest in the Dow, the Nasdaq, the S&P, or you could join the flight to quality that is taking shape right before our eyes. Tortomister hits a good one here. All of these things coming to form this perfect storm for Bitcoin. CEOs watching Saylor, presidents watching Bukele, Silicon Valley watching Jack, central banks watching Tether, brokers watching Fidelity. All those guys who doubted Saylor, well, now they're all sitting at the desk like, hey man, we need to win. How do you keep dominating us? What's going on? Well, guys, he's been telling you. He laid out the playbook, and we can see Michael Saylor's portfolio now $2 billion in the green, as the average MicroStrategy purchase price $30K, current price 41, 42, profit 11.5 per Bitcoin, setting up MicroStrategy for now $2 billion in profit. And now everyone else wants a seat at the table, and game theory could really spiral out of control this cycle. Maybe that's what Bloomberg is kind of touching on or starting to realize, as some of these others have, like Kathy Wood and ARK Invest, Larry Fink, who said Bitcoin will transcend international currencies, Michael Saylor, who, well, we already know. But the narrative surrounding Bitcoin, from the mainstream media to these major funds, institutions, it's all shifting. And Alex Thorne shared this. We're about 140 days till the halving, and Bitcoin's at about 41.7. The last time we were 140 days away from the halving, Bitcoin was 7,355 cuck bucks. There's some food for thought. Guys, get rid of your shiny rocks. Check out, this is just recent, and this is, you know, as gold having its best performance in a long time. Gold's up 18%, Bitcoin's up 150. There is no second best. But as the old guard continues to fall, the central banks, the Jerome Powells, a new bull is on Wall Street, and, you know, good old Munger, he was a worthy adversary all these years, and despite being an enemy of Bitcoin, understanding it 0%, he did give us a lot of entertainment and some good nuggets throughout the years. So just a little tribute to a worthy adversary.
But those of you who are about to enter business school or who there, I recommend you learn to do it our way, but at least until you're out of school, you have to pretend to do it their way. Warren, if people weren't so often wrong, we wouldn't be so rich. So, no, I'm optimistic about life. If I can be optimistic when I'm nearly dead, surely the rest of you can handle a little inflation. The best way to get what you want in life is to deserve what you want. How could it be otherwise? Everybody wants fiscal virtue, but not quite yet. They're like that guy who felt that way about sex. He was willing to give it up, but not quite yet. It was investment banker-aided fraud. Now, not exactly novel.
Charlie's big on lowering expectations.
Absolutely. That's the way I got married. My wife lowered her expectations. The general system for money management requires people to pretend that they can do something that they can't do, and to pretend to like it when they really don't. I think that's a terrible way to spend your life, but it's very well paid.
The momentum has shifted in a major way. The new bull is on Wall Street. Saylor called it, Bukele called it, Kaiser called it, the plebs called it, the Bitcoiners called it. From presidents to plebs, here we are. And it's not us, it's not me and Opti and Nico telling you a super cycle might be here. It's Bloomberg, it's Fidelity, it's BlackRock, and it's others sharing reasons for why that would occur. Ray Dalio, the great inflation thesis. All of these things are culminating to create the perfect storm for what Bloomberg says a 500K super cycle. Or Adam Back predicts Bitcoin flips gold this cycle within 2 years and hits 700K. Now, Michael Saylor said the Bitcoin ETF, that's the final check off the list, that will begin Bitcoin's ascent to 5 million. May take a few years, maybe that's 2030, but based on everyone's narrative, from ARK Invest, Square, Fidelity, Bloomberg, basically everyone but the New York Times is starting to figure it out, it looks like. Simply Bitcoin originals are powered by the Bitcoin Way, and if you want to take self-custody, get your Bitcoin off those exchanges, well, as your dedicated Bitcoin IT team, the Bitcoin Way is here to guide you from start to finish on your journey to properly self-custody your Bitcoin. What's more, they've recently introduced 100% privacy-focused collaborative custody services where you'll benefit from advanced multi-sig security, inheritance planning, and much more while remaining 100% in control. Looking to get started or take your Bitcoin setup to the next level? Book a free 30-minute call using that link below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's show. Be sure to like, subscribe, share that sound money gospel. Be sure to follow us on Twitter where we're getting all the latest breaking news. Set those notifications and we will be your guide through the peaceful Bitcoin revolution. Stay tuned. We'll be heading to Vegas and we'll be streaming the Unconfiscatable Conference. So be on the lookout. That's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of content coming your way. Hope to see some of you there. Damn, it feels good today, doesn't it? Smells a little bit like victory, but we still got a long way to go. Until next time, guys. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you.